This week in VR, we discuss the upcoming Quest 3 Lite. We go through everything we know so far from different rumors and sources, as well as discussing whether or not it's going to be right for you. If you're still on the Quest 2 and haven't upgraded for the Quest 3, then this just might be the headset that you've been waiting for. Elsewhere, Quest Plus has got so much better with a new games catalog. We get into that. And also, it's week 1 of our Walkabout tournaments. We get into the standings for that. All that and more, so let's talk Oculus.
Let's Talk Oculus, a VR podcast, is proudly sponsored by the good folks at Patreon. If you want to support the show, join us on patreon.com/Let's Talk Oculus.
What's up, Oculus nerds? Welcome back to Let's Talk Oculus, episode 127. I'm your host, as always, Dan from Playtest VR, and I'm joined by my co-host, the supernatural himself. It's Samson. How are things doing? How you doing?
Yes. Shout out to Jenna for getting me this, I think. Or she maybe accepted my referral. That gave me a discount code.
To get you the supernatural
and I bought
hoodie.
it, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty comfy. It's nice day out today. I was comfortable in the weather in just my hoodie today.
And that's something you've not been...
things out west?
I'm about to say, that's something that you've not been able to say for a long time.
Yeah, it's been chilly.
For a long time.
It's been chilly.
Things are good. Things are great out west. Got a very much testing that Bobo VR S3 head strap, and I have completed what my thoughts are going to be now. So I'm kind of working on the YouTube video about this, but we'll talk a little bit briefly about that later on. So I'm excited to talk about that. But Samson, let's talk about what the people want to hear, with the Walkabout tournament, because this is the big one. Like I said, I say this every time. This is what people are tuning in for. So we might as well start straight off on that. So before we get into it, so the Walkabout tournament, for those of you who don't know, okay, we're going to do this every week for the next 5 weeks. This is week 1, and this is the second Walkabout tournament that we've had. So every week, Samson will toss out a couple courses that we'll play. This time we're getting into a bit of the DLC courses. So this week we had Cherry Blossom Easy and Journey to the Center of the Earth Hard. And if you want to get involved, just join us on the Discord channel and basically just DM Samson your scores through Discord. Or if you don't have Discord and don't plan to, which you should, because then you can play with other people in here. And there's a lot of good players in our community, as we'll find out in a second.
And they'll teach you.
They'll teach you, exactly. But if for whatever reason you don't, you can DM him through like Twitter or anything. All the links are in the show notes below. But Samson, let's get straight into it here. Give us some facts from week 1.
Dan, we got some quick hitting facts here. So we had a total of 24 participants for the hard course, 23 on the easy course. We were a combined minus 381.
That's mad.
That's mostly from the easy course,
yeah.
But incredible. So that's everybody's score, all 24 of us for both courses combined. That's insane. Mm-hmm. Of those, 26 hole-in-ones.
Nice. I did not contribute to that number. I just want to put it out there. It was not for me.
Well, I will say only 2 of those hole-in-ones, so 24 of them, were from the easy course. 2 were from Journey.
Wow. And
so shout out to Horsebrat and Parody for getting those hard hole-in-ones.
That's amazing. I don't know how both of you did that, but impressive.
Very impressive stuff. Moving right along, we also had 355 birdies and 224 pars.
Nice.
Incredible stuff. These are just big numbers I'm throwing out. I just love all these stats.
We love stats.
And if you see, I color coded the ones this week. I don't think I'll be doing that going forward because it was time consuming to say the least, and just so you had to be so freaking perfect to get clicking every cell.
Yeah.
But it does look cool.
It does look cool. And if you do want to see everybody's individual stats, definitely head to the Discord in the Walkabout stuff area, and we'll have the screenshots in there. for everyone's individuals. It doesn't make sense by putting it on the video version of the podcast, because then you'll have to pause and go through every little bit. But
it's a lot. Yeah,
there's a lot of birdies, hole-in-ones, and pars. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Facts. Now, I do want to point out, last thing I'll point out here is there are 3 holes that everybody who participated got a par or better. That is Cherry Blossom Easy. All 3 were from Cherry Blossom Easy. Hole 1, which, if you'll remember, is the one where you go forward, slant. Then it banks.
Right.
You get a little slant. I think I 3'd it, Dan. I'm not going to lie. Then hole 3, which I believe is the bridge one, where you got to jump over the bridge and hit the corner and it'll bounce towards. And hole 15, which is also sort of shaped like an L, but it's got the concave 2 sides that sort of concave in, and then you hit it down that way. So everybody who participated got par or better on all 3 of those holes. Incredible. Great work, people.
Incredible stuff. And Samson, how about you go ahead and give us the Cherry Blossom easy standings?
Let's do the Cherry Blossom easy standings. So the first tournament, Dan, we did a top 3. And I think I'm generally going to kind of do a top 3, but there's going to be a lot of ties here. So I'm just going to talk about a bunch of scores that are pretty incredible stuff, and you can see them. I'm not sure which side they're posted on of me, but they're there. So I'm going to start off with a minus. There were 2 folks who got minus 23s on the easy. All right, these were Cobalt Dave and Rockin' Horse Brat. So shout out to y'all. You were 4th. That's 4th place. Yep, thank you. There's so many ties, it's hard to do the math. Then at minus 25, we have Parody for Life. All alone at minus 25 in 3rd place there. Nice job, Parody. Now's the big one. Tied for 2nd, we had 3 tied for 2nd at minus 27. Guido, Destiny 11, and Neo Impossible, who's a newcomer this tournament. Welcome. Making a huge impact, but not quite as big of an impact as the newest of newcomers who took the lead with a minus 30. Matt 916 916. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I think I'm gonna be saying this name a lot. So with minus 30, incredible
stuff. Like those scores, I remember, I posted a minus 17. I think, Samson, you got minus 19. And I thought I played some of my best golf with minus 17. And I was playing really delicately, trying to get him. I was like doing some long putts and getting him in. And I was like, minus 17, let's go. That's a fantastic score. Forget about it. I'm 13 shots away from the lead, which is, I don't even know how I can shave 13 shots off what I did. I thought I did perfection, but obviously not.
Minus 19 was 100% my personal best on this course, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Nice. I did. I remember when I played this score. In fact, I said perfection. I just remembered the 18th hole. I butchered. You know, the 18th hole where you have the ramp to jump up. You don't have to go the ramp route for on the easy hole.
I never take the ramp.
You can go round, but I was like, I'm gonna go ramp. And I tried to do it in one shot to try and get it over the ramp by hitting an angle, and I messed it up. And I hit a bunch of shots just to try and get it over the ramp. And I think I took 3 extra shots to get it over the ramp. Then once I got over the ramp, I did a very, very long putt, but I got it in, so it gave me a birdie. But that was my worst score, was on the 18th hole. So maybe I could have pushed for that minus 19 as well. But there's no way I'm getting into minus 20 and above. So incredible stuff by everybody.
I believe Matt had 5 hole-in-ones.
I think I played with Matt that one time. I played with Kyoto Valley and Rockin' Horseback. I'm pretty sure Matt was in that group.
5 hole-in-ones, yep.
Yeah, he's an amazing player, as you can see by the scores. So yeah, already we've got last tournament we had Cobalt Dave, Parody for Life, Rockin' Horse Brat, and Destiny as like maybe Alan as well with Caseman also all the ways up there. And all of a sudden, Destiny's still up there, but we got a brand new 3 already. So a new tournament
It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And shout out to Spry Guy and Pollinator for being between me and fourth place.
Samson, why don't you give us the Journey to the Center of the Earth hard mode?
Hard mode. So, all right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, I'm going to do a top 3, but it's 4 people here for Journey to the Center of the Earth hard mode. In third place, we have Parody for Life at -16. I'm just going to move right along because at -17, we had Rockin' Horse Brat. And then tied for first place, Neo Impossible and Matt 916 with -19.
Incredible.
Whew, quick hitters there. 16, 17, 19. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, and then we had Destiny 11 at -13, just for reference, as the champion of the Walkabout first tournament, right? Shall we say? Samson, I just want to point out something to the viewers in terms of how I performed in this one. I played this course so well in the first 12 holes. I was -7. No, we were -7 going into the 13th hole. The 13th hole is where you're on a ledge and the hole's right below you, and there's 2 platforms. There's like a smaller one or a bigger one far out that you basically have to hit, and it bounces into nicely into the bottom platform. And I missed it so many times that I counted out and ended up blowing up, and then I blew up on the 18th as well, and went basically from the 13th I fell apart and went into +1 territory. And it goes to show, like, so this course I haven't played much at all. Even when it came out, I think I played it just once. So when I went in with the lights and all that stuff, everything was very new to me. I had no idea how to play any of the holes, to be honest. I tried to figure it out as I was going on, and I'm not one to practice and just go in. Like a lot of players, obviously the normal way to do it is you practice and you try and beat your score and then submit it. I just thought, I'm just gonna go in and just have some fun. But I realized, especially for the DLC hard modes, because they are harder, I would say, than most of the standard courses, you really want to practice a few of these shots, because there's some like timing shots. You just got to get your power right and such like that. So yeah,
I will say on that whole 13, 12 people were par or birdie, which means that 12 people were
worse,
below par.
Well, I maxed out. So how did you do on it? You got -1. Like, how did you feel on this course when you did it?
I was hanging out with Gilman.
You had a casual round.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to. I'm more here to put everything together than I am to. Yeah, like I got my personal best and Cherry Blossom, easy, but I'm not necessarily killing myself grinding. Sorry about that. Trying to get these top scores.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But shout out to everybody. Very good scores across the board, and I really like the Journey to the Center of the Earth. I need to put other people in it because of how special it is with the light, with the torch and such, or the flashlight, I guess you Americans call it.
Do you play with the headlamp or
no? I play with the flashlight, yeah, or the torch, or whatever it is called in Australia. I don't know. We have some Australian fans now, so I don't know what it's called there. But I'm assuming they call it torch as well. But yeah, I don't like. I really like the torch / flashlight mechanic. I love the way it is. So I kind of, the headlamp is a nice idea too, because if you're journeying down to the center of the earth, you'll probably have a headlamp as well, and it's fine. But the torch / flashlight mechanic is so much fun. I don't really want to turn it off.
Yeah, but that's true. It's really dark those first few holes.
Yeah, it's pitch black. Like you got to shine it, but that's what I really like about it, though. It's something really fun about that course, and I actually want to get my friends and my partner and such in this course, because I haven't put them in this one before, and it's such a cool course concept to show people.
You missed your chance.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. I can't play this one again now because that kind of rolls on to next week. Samson, tell us about what we need to know for the next week, week 2 of the Walkabout tournament.
So week 2 going forward, we got one little slight. I wouldn't even call it a rule change. Adjustment. Yeah. Scores. I'm going to need them by noon Eastern time Sundays. Mostly just because I need more time to input it before we record and talk about this. Our easy course for week 2 will be Mist. Our hard course will be Seagull Stacks. And
gosh,
yeah,
Seagull Stacks hard is hard. Seagull Stacks. I don't do well in Seagull Stacks hard. I'm not going to lie. And that 18th hole always kills me.
Dan, there's one easy hard course combo that we haven't touched yet, and it will be coming up.
I know what that is.
I believe.
I know what that is. I know there's a space station involved, and I know what that is.
No, that's not it.
Oh, that's not it. Oh, interesting. Before we wrap up the segment, I just want to say, obviously, in the first Walkabout tournament, we did participation prizes as well as prizes for the top 3 and the most improved as well. Okay, involving like a Let's Talk Oculus t-shirt and such. Moving forward, we'll just do participation prizes only. So everybody involved, it doesn't matter how good or bad in a way that you do, everybody will be in a draw for participation prizes at the end of at the end of the tournament. And I want to say, Samson, just to keep like some physical prizes involved, what I'm going to do is that for the people who attend every single week, so all 5 weeks, we'll do a draw, and then they can get a t-shirt, whoever wins out of that draw. Let's Talk Oculus t-shirt in that, which will be nice. So you have to be every single week, and if you've missed obviously the first week, I'm sorry, just come in and join, because we'll have game giveaways too, I'm sure, for those participation prizes. But yeah, that wraps it up.
Away we did.
All right, let's get into what we've been playing apart from Walkabout, I guess. Samson, what's been going on this week? You're a type of guy who plays a lot of VR across the week. What you got going on?
And I never feel like I get in enough, honestly. I still don't. I got into Grid Legends, almost finished with all of Rookie Mode. I've just completed the final race on I forget which one it was, Supercars maybe. It was a 24-minute race, and I did not expect that.
Is there bikes?
It's because
Grid Legends.
No bikes.
No bikes. Okay.
There are funky different cars, like there's trucks and there's a few different types of cars, but yeah, no bikes.
Fair enough.
Got into Breachers, my normal Friday night crew, and I got in some bonus Sunday Breachers with my buddy Noble Squashy, who you can find on TikTok and YouTube.
Nice.
What else? I got Synth Riders. At work, a little bit of Synth Riders, get the blood flowing.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing that in your car seat, or are you doing that out your car?
I do that in the parking lot or on the side of the road.
Just on the side of the highway, people going by, and you're just like, like, what is this plonker doing? Anyway, moving forward, what else are you playing?
Yes, that's what the Americans say to me.
Oh, yes. Plonker is not a word that you guys say.
Dude, I wouldn't even know. I'd be like, is that a fruit? I don't understand.
Plonker is a typical word. Like say if you call someone, I don't know, you dumb or whatever. It's like, it's not, calling someone a plonker is not, it's more of like a fun way of saying, you're a bit stupid. You're a bit stupid, or whatever, or you're a little dum or whatever. But it's more of a playful way rather than being like rude.
Than an insult.
yeah, exactly.
I gotcha. Pop 1, getting into my Pop 1s on Sunday nights. I'm not just gonna move right along because it's fun. It's fun, but there's not much to say uniquely about it right now. World, Dan. Been guessing all around the world. all around the world. That's a song I just made up because this game is fun.
A lot of people like
then
World.
We got Piano Vision.
A lot of people like World, by the way. When you spoke about it a couple episodes ago, a lot of people were saying on comments and such that they do really like World. Yeah.
It's fun, Dan. We need to have a World off competition in the Discord for sure. You can have teams, I think, of 4 versus 4. So maybe we get, obviously you could do 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. So if you're interested in a World off, come on down.
Let us know in the Discord.
Opinion, and it's something I'd love to do, so long as I have Pollinator on my team.
And for those of you interested in any multiplayer, in the Discord, there's I think it's called Anything Multiplayer or Multiplayer Chat.
That's it.
Anything Multiplayer channel. Feel free to just suggest anything in there, because if there's any games that you do want to play, just suggest like, hey, it'd be cool if we did like a world, night or something like that. We'll try and organize it. Samson knows almost every game in the library, so no bad ideas. No, absolutely for sure. So definitely suggest one, and a lot of us will probably be down.
Yeah. And we're a small community, so you might don't feel down if you ask to play with somebody, or if anybody can play and nobody either gets back to you right away or is able to. Like, people be busy, but no hard feelings. Keep at it, and we're there. They do be happening sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got into Cubism, Dan. Cubism and Piano Vision this week, some mixed reality games.
I think I saw you streaming this as well on Facebook, right? At least I saw you.
Yeah.
I was just randomly on Facebook, and you were just piano visioning, and I was like, oh, very nice.
Yeah, just a quick one. I like to, show my fam, show the boomer fam.
What you doing?
Some games. Piano Vision seemed like a pretty easy one.
Educational content and all.
Exactly. Cubism, I am stuck on puzzles, Dan, but I did solve one that I had been working on for a while. I'm at a point where it's just like try everything. Yeah. I have such a hard time thinking about it. But
that's fair.
And last but not least, because I finally got to Paper Birds Part 1 and 2. I had previously only watched Part 1 a while back. And part 1 and 2 together is about 30 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
It plays seamlessly all throughout. And there's a few interactions that you can have with the environment. They're not like movement based or anything. It's just sort of visuals. Incredible. What a story. Love the visuals. You're looking around. It's well voice acted. We need more content like this.
I agree.
100%. I need more.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've actually, it's funny, you reminded me, like, I need to go into Paper Birds because I re-downloaded it for the Quest 3, and I have it on my library because I wanted to try it out with the like sharper Quest 3 visuals. I mean, I don't think it's been updated for Quest 3, but just because of the lenses alone, it will look a bit sharper in general, and I really want to jump into that. And like you said, it's only around 30 minutes long or so, so I do need to jump on that. It's a great experience to show people not in VR as well. Paper Birds, definitely, there's not many games that do storytelling so well, and Paper Birds just nails it. So, yeah, absolutely. Paper Birds done by Baobab, or no? I don't think it is it?
Yeah,
it is.
I believe so.
Yeah, it is. Okay, perfect. Yeah, amazing.
It was 3 studios or so combined.
That combined to do it. Fair enough. And that's everything that you've been playing?
Yeah. The resolution could probably use an increase for Quest 3, but yeah, still looks pretty good.
Fair enough. On my list is very short compared to yours because I obviously don't get into VR as much. And plus I got my PlayStation Portal now. I'm not gonna lie, I've been on that quite a lot. I'm loving that thing. I just wanted to quickly mention the Bobo VR S3 strap briefly. I was going to grab it, but it's charging at the moment. So for those of you, you've had this podcast for a while. A few weeks ago, I got the Bobo VR S3 Really did not like the M3, as I've spoken to in my YouTube video before, but I'm finally, like, after testing it enough, I'm finally ready to film and record a video about the S3 and giving my thoughts. And as these podcasts have gone on, whilst I've had this head strap, I've flickered in my thoughts now and again, saying stuff like it's decent. I don't really like it. I do like it. This, that, and all that. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth.
You go back and forth.
Yeah, and a few people on Discord as well on YouTube comments have asked me about this strap. So I mean, I'm going to put all my thoughts properly into a YouTube video, and hopefully it'll be out the next day after you're watching this podcast. Fingers crossed. If you see it the next day, then I've done a great job this week and put it out in time. But I just wanted to quickly say, just for the podcast peeps who obviously don't cross over to my YouTube channel, Samson, after a month of having this head strap now, I'm not going to lie, I really like it. I really, really like it.
Full circle.
Full circle. I really like this head strap.
This friggin' guy.
I understand the Bobo hype with this head strap in particular. Just a few quick thoughts, and then we'll move on. The redesign is really nice. It kind of looks the same from a glance, but it actually is redesigned. The battery is a little bit higher up. The dial to adjust the headset is inside the strap rather than being on the outside. So when you're like lying down and like watching a movie, you can comfortably, and it's not going to be like intrusive or anything. Which I've tried out with, like, I've been watching John Wick and I've been lying down on my couch, and it's actually been, we have like a lazy boy, and it's really, really, really comfortable. There's no problem with that at all. The balance, the weight balance could be done slightly better. That's definitely one of its little flaws, but you do feel the weight after a long period of time, but I've really enjoyed it. I think it's very comfortable. There's no facial pressure. Obviously, you lose a bit of FOV. And the only one thing that I'd probably really dock it for is the fact that I still don't understand the fan at all. Like, when I turn that fan on, it gives you like a nice little tickle across your forehead. My forehead's quite big because my hair has been receding. And it's just like a nice little tickle across my forehead. And it gets really loud when you go to 100% fan noise. Like, it's loud. So unless you're wearing headphones, or you don't really care, maybe you're doing like a fitness app, it's kind of nice, but I don't get it as much. The only thing is that when you are on a fitness app and your forehead's kind of sweaty, it's kind of nice because it helps with the sweat because it tickles that. But maybe that's what it's for. And maybe that.
I wear a head strap.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wear a head strap.
Or like a headband, really.
Yeah, if you wear a headband, then it's a bit better. But yeah, and then when you turn off the fan as well, it's really hot out where it is as well. Like, there's a lot of heat in the fan that you don't realize until you turn it off, and the whole thing's like baking hot. So I guess it may be just for workouts, but that's all it is for. But I don't think it's so much of a drastic difference to include it. But either or, like, it's in there. You don't have to use it. You can leave it off and such, and it kind of adds a nice fan on the top, so it kind of looks cool. In a way, if it looks cool, I don't know.
This adds like weight and battery for some reason.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to mention in my YouTube video. It's like, I feel like, I mean, the fan weight can't be too much, to be honest, but like, I'm wondering, without the fan, would it help with the balance of the weight a little bit better? Because I don't think this weight is balanced as well as the M3 is. The M3 is, like, to be fair, one of the good things is that is well balanced with the battery. But with this one, I think because the battery's slightly higher and such, the balance is still a little bit more forehead heavy. But yeah, they're my like quick thoughts on it. I mean, I have a script that I'm working on, and I'll do this a little bit more better and formally in said YouTube video, but I just wanted to come on the podcast and say I actually really like it after all these going back and forth. Like, I actually really like this one.
I think it's getting to the point where I might have to order the AMVR PU leather interface because it's March, man.
Yeah, and the VR cover
where's my VR cover?
I don't know what's happening with that one. Actually, good thing you mentioned that. So the AMVR cover I've been using with the Bobo VR, and for some reason, like, it fits, it's absolutely fine. But when I took it off because it has like a dome shape on the top. It's like there's extra plastic, so it's not as flush as a fit as if you had the stock facial cover on. Stock facial cover with the Bobo, it just fits absolutely perfectly fine. And I find that fit is a little bit better. I can get a bit closer to the screen. The FOV isn't impacted as much. Where with the AMVR, unless I'm just trying it wrong and I might need to go back and forth. I keep looking at it whilst I'm talking about it like it's, I don't know why I'm doing that. But I prefer it with the stock facial cover rather than using the AMVR one on the Bobo, just because it doesn't really matter because my face isn't really touching it anyway. So you don't really need. And the PU leather gets really sweaty and sticky with workouts and such. So I think I'm just if I'm gonna keep rocking the Bobo, I'm not sure if I like this more than the Kiwi one yet. I need to kind of go back and forth, and it's a pain in the ass to keep changing these straps. It's not as easy as the Apple Vision Pro where it just clips out. But I'm at them right now. I'm just gonna stick to stock, to be honest, because it's good enough. It's good enough.
Stick to stock.
Are you going to get the S3 or are you happy with the M3?
No, I'm not. I've got 5 Bobo batteries.
So fair, because they don't work.
Would not work with it.
Yeah, because the good thing about the S3 too is that the battery is big enough, so the battery lasts me. I mean, it gives me at least double the amount of time. So you're looking at almost 6 hours with this Quest.
That's nuts.
And it's like I don't really need to hop swap this ever, because the one battery is enough. I mean, obviously, Samsung, as you as a power user, might be a little bit different. But for me, I'm like, I don't never need to hot swap this battery. It's good. It's like
I don't really have battery problems, except I feel like it gets drained more when I'm breaching with my B haptics hooked to the Quest.
Makes sense. Probably using more power that way also. But yeah. Anyway, that's quick Bobo VR's thoughts. And then moving on to the game that I played, Contractors. This is a game that has been on my list for ages. I've not played the Showdown, the beta, which we'll talk about in the VR news yet, which is more like Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, or PUBG, Fortnite, and all that Battle Royale. But Contractors came out on the MetaQuest Plus as one of 2 free games, which once again we'll talk about in the news section. Quick thoughts on this one. I really like it in terms of gunplay. It feels really good. All the weapons feel really good. The grenade and such all like feels really, really nice. I don't think this game is for me because I'm not really much of an online shooter player or online player, which I realized. Because there's a single player aspect to it, and it has lots of like single player missions, but they're not. They're not.
And you can do them co-op too.
Yeah, and they're okay. They're okay, but they're not amazing. Like I feel like this whole game is a multiplayer game by heart, and the single player missions, they feel very much like I'm playing GoldenEye on the N64, which is in some cases great, but like that's what it feels like.
Were you expecting more of like a Sniper Elite type of deal?
Maybe not too much. I expected a bit more of maybe not a story, but like a little bit more polish, shall I say, when it comes to that. It feels a very, very much indie title, and it is obviously, but I was expecting a tiny bit more polish when it comes to the assets and the story. But what they, like I said, nailed the gunplay. They've nailed. So I'm sure going into multiplayer, that's what it's about, buddying up and such. I went into one multiplayer match. I died immediately, and I was like, this is just not me. I just don't, But I'm excited to.
It's a lot about the mods in that one in the multiplayer scene. Yeah. You can play Halo mods, Battlefront mods.
I downloaded a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 mod, but I haven't played it yet. But I'm hoping stuff like Nuketown and such, I think, is all in there, and people have made this, which is really cool. And I'm very excited to play Showdown, which is the like I said, Battle Royale version that comes out later this year, but it's in open beta at the moment, and we'll talk about that in the news. Not like I'm going to play much online again, but I just want to try it out with that. Gunplay does feel really, really nice, like really, really nice. It's very satisfying with those guns, and they've got the haptics on the controller right. They've done the best they can with the haptics in the controller. So yeah, that's all when it comes to Contractors. It's just not the game for me because I'm just more of a single player gamer at heart, unless it's with the LTO community and we're playing like Walkabout or something like that, But,
yeah, I mean, I don't know that it's most of my gaming, but I do a lot of my VR gaming. Like what 95% of what I talked about today was done single player.
Yeah. But I guess you just have your special like section for breaches on that Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breachers, pop one. The shooters, I like to play with a crew that I know.
Yeah.
But, Grid Legends, I haven't played online or anything.
Yeah, so it's just I know a lot of people love these type of games online, and if that's one for you, I feel like this Contractors is going to be one that you've probably picked up already, to be honest, because it's an old game, but it's on Quest Plus, so you can definitely try it if you have it, because a lot of people who have Quest 3s obviously have Quest Plus at the moment.
I've gotten into it a few times. It's fun.
Mm-hmm. Sam, so let's go into our main topic, because there's a bunch of people in our audience and people around the world who don't have Quest 3s, who still have Quest 2s and such, for various reasons.
Sorry.
Well, for various reasons, the Quest 3 doesn't seem like it's justifiable. It's also very expensive. It's like an extra $200 at least, depending on which model you're gonna get compared to what the Quest 2 was. And if you've got a working Quest 2 already, then why fork out at least $499 for a Quest 3? So it looks like Meta is coming out with a solution. So we've talked about this before, the Quest 3 Lite, okay, but it looks like it's coming sooner rather than later. So the reason why I want to talk about this today is because the 256 gigabyte Quest 2 seems to be discontinued. Like, you can't get it from meta.com. You can't get it from any of the realtors at the moment, or most real retailers, to be honest, don't have the 256 one. So it looks like they're kind of going to get rid of stock, clearing out stock. There's still 128s available. I'm sure once that goes out, it goes. But it seems like this Quest 3 Lite is just around the corner, and many of the rumors always suggested in the first half of the year, around springtime, and we are in, it's spring training in baseball, so I'm guessing we are pretty much in spring. That's what I'm gathering on. So for the audience here, let me just kind of break down the rumors in terms of what we know so far, and then we'll talk about like who this headset's for and all that stuff in a moment. So what we know so far is that it's going to be called Meta Quest 3 Lite, and the code name is Ventura, which is what Meta is using in-house. The price range, which is interesting, looks like it could be as low as $199 up to $299. With the Quest 2 was $299 at launch, so $199 would be a bit crazy, but
that's a steal.
Yeah, that's a steal. The chipset will be the Snapdragon XR2 Gen 2, which is the exact same one as the Quest 3, which makes a lot of sense why you would have an updated version. The lenses are going to be the Funo lenses. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. Spelt Fresno, but Funo lenses, which are just like the Quest 2 and the PlayStation VR 2. Yeah, the big boys, the weight, this is a outside rumor. I'm not sure if this rumor is true at all, but they're saying that it could be 40% less weight than the Quest 2, but that seems like a lot, to be honest, especially when the Quest 3 is a bit heavier than the Quest 2. That seems like a bit of a stretch. The pass-through most likely will be full color pass-through, and the controllers will be the same as the Quest 3, but Meta is also considering optional controllers, so maybe hitting that $199 for potentially not shipping controllers with the actual headset, and you can just use your ones like for Quest 2 and such. So that's what we know so far, and that's all rumors. So take this as a pinch of salt. These are all rumors from different industry professionals that we've looked at. That's what we kind of gathered, and obviously some of those will probably be wrong. Some of them will probably be quite accurate. But Samsung, first of all, like, who is this headset for? Like, who would you recommend a Quest 3 Lite for?
Everybody who wants to be in VR but doesn't want to spend $500.
Yeah.
From what it seems, it seems like it's most of what you're getting with Quest 3.
Yeah.
But cheaper.
And I don't know if you saw this, but Steam put out their list of, like, I think they do this every month or so, but like the most used VR headsets and such. And poor little Quest Pro is right at the bottom with like 0.01% of Steam VR users use the Quest Pro, but at the top still with 40% of users is the Quest 2. Is the Quest 2. I think the Quest 3 was third or fourth. I didn't write this down, but I think it was like 14% of its users or whatever. But a massive 40%.
It's encroaching.
A massive 40% was Quest 2, and it was actually the best-selling VR headset last winter as well because of how cheap it was. So I think it's probably obvious that the target market is anyone who doesn't really want to spend. He's a casual VR player, right? Who still wants to get the latest games, because we anticipate probably at this end of this year, most likely if this headset's coming out, you'd probably see at least one game this year that will be Quest 3 exclusive, that they might announce in said showcase and such.
Dan,
yeah,
we need some meta buyback programs, man. There's so many people out there who have a Quest 2 just sitting in a closet, or they don't use it or know what to do with it. But maybe they can be incentivized to, maybe this generation is a little bit better, more appealing. They see the color pass through and they get it. They're like, whoa, this is okay. I didn't like this last, grainy black and white, big clunky one, but now it's 40% less. It's color pass through. These are way more appealing. And, I don't know what a buyback program would do, but then Meta can do something for the people with those old Meta Quest 2s. I don't know. Give them to hospitals. Do something.
Yeah, I mean, donate them to schools, which would be the obvious answer, right? Is they could be brought back, obviously, if they're in decent condition, they can refurbish them and then just sell them to schools or distribute them to different schools and such, so they can, it'd be a great idea if they do something like that. But do something like that. That made sense a lot in my head, but obviously maybe not. Okay, let's discuss like what is missing, what potentially might be missing. First of all, pancake lenses. Okay, we've got the Quest 3 with these super sharp pancake lenses, and the Quest 3 Lite will go back to the old Funau lenses and such. Samson, do you remember the old Funau lenses? Have you gone back to a Quest 2 recently?
No, I put my brother's Quest 2 on every once in a while to keep it updated, and that's about the extent of my Quest 2 playing these days.
Absolutely. I think it's a real shame. I mean, obviously, this is trying to hit that $199, $299 kind of price point, but I think it's a real shame that the lenses have to be sacrificed here for the pancake lenses are so sharp. You remember when we first got those Quest 3s and we put them on and we were like, wow, just the clarity and such. It's,
if you're gonna cut out anything, that's the thing to, it's a price point thing to cut out for sure.
I guess that's the casual users don't really care about how clear the text are and such, as long as they can play their games or do their supernatural workouts and such, it's good enough.
Yeah, you can get it to look clear. It's just not clear persistently throughout. There's a sweet spot.
Yeah,
and you can find it.
Yeah, you're right. The sweet spot in the Quest 3 is actually quite big, isn't it?
It's a sweet space.
Because you'd think that people buying this headset, they won't be using it for potentially productivity or such. Like these people are going to be in VR chat or Horizon Worlds, like I said, playing Supernatural or any other fitness game like FitXR and such, and then maybe playing some Walkabout or such like that, and dabbing into Assassin's Creed or so. There's nothing to... So the next one's the interesting thing. There's rumors that there won't be a depth sensor involved in this headset, which in one way makes a lot of sense to cut costs. But the other thing is that the depth sensor contributes so much to mixed reality games and such, and for mixed reality to be successful in this space, because they're obviously going to keep mixed reality in this headset because they're trying to push it. If they don't have mixed reality,
color,
exactly. If they don't have mixed reality in this headset, then they've pretty much killed the mixed reality, because this is going to be the common denominator when it comes to titles and such. And if the most popular headset, which most likely will be the Quest 3 Lite, if it came in at $199, isn't able to run mixed reality well, then not many developers are really going to support it, right?
I think it will run very, very well. I think they've got a lot of software solutions, and the cameras are pretty good. I think that they've reached a point where, yes, the depth sensor is helping, but I think it's good enough without it.
I guess that would be normally like for Quest Pro users though, who don't have the depth sensor. They had to obviously map out their room and such, and maybe people paying $199, it won't matter as much. They won't have those advanced features. It's not as seamless.
Dan,
but
I'm so glad you said this, because this is something I've been wanting to talk about, but I keep forgetting. So I mentioned that I play at work a lot, and when I want to play at work, I want to be in mixed reality, so I have to set up a new space. I think I've been able to save more spaces now. I noticed at least 3 there, but still, it takes a while. I wish I could just boot it up and be like, point to where I want to put the walls, make everything, because I'm standing in a parking space. I don't have walls. So I've got to wait for it to queue up to be like, we can't find walls. Can you draw them? And it takes a solid minute or so for it to even get to that question. And when I'm in instances where I know I have to build the room, I wish there was an option to just be like, build room yourself. And
rather than like automatically going straight into scanning, that just like a button that says build room yourself or scan automatically, and then have that option so you don't have to wait for the said scan. Yeah, I get what you mean. Because then you have to wait for it to
it's
do
just
its
a friction point. It takes a while, because first it's scanning the floors, and then and ceilings or whatever, and then it asks me to do a wall individually.
That friction just makes you just, especially if you're just like on a quick lunch break or something like that, and you're eating into your VR time. Eating into your VR time. This is
anyway, sorry.
So another one that I guess we don't need to discuss too much, but obviously this will probably use less RAM than the Quest 3 does. The Quest 3 is at 6 gigabytes, if memory serves correctly. I don't know that for a fact because I haven't wrote that down, but it might be just using the 4 gigabytes.
You don't have enough RAM.
I don't have enough RAM in my brain to keep that fact in, but I think it might use the same RAM as Quest 2. I'm like, this is just me not having a lack of knowledge in this. I'm not sure what RAM would help in more of a casual sense. Okay, I understand you can have like multiple apps running, in Quest 3 and such. I don't know how many people do that, but obviously in productivity apps and such. But if you're just in for gaming, I'm not too sure how much the extra 2 gigabyte RAM is going to give somebody in. And that's maybe me having a lack of knowledge in it. And if anyone knows, in the comments, let us know, or in the Premiere chat for this video podcast, let us know if you do know anything, what an extra 2 gigabytes or less RAM would do for the Quest 3. But in gaming wise, obviously a productivity and such, it makes sense with multi apps and all that stuff. But I don't know if extra RAM, that 2 gigs, is going to do much difference. So it might not matter too much.
It's something I do not know.
But this is the interesting one for me, and this is something that I've always said with the Quest 3, and we didn't get it, is the potential of selling this headset without controllers to hit the price point of $199. This is kind of banking on people who are already got Quest 2s, which is a lot of people, judging by the rate of how much they've sold it, who would probably upgrade to this Quest 3 Lite and already have Quest 2 controllers, which are good enough. The Quest, there's nothing really wrong about the Quest 2 controllers. Like the Quest 3 controllers have a little bit better haptics, and it's nice to not have the ring, but it's not Quest Pro controllers, even though you've had plenty of issues with those controllers anyway.
I don't even use them anymore. Yeah. I feel like at $199, hand tracking is a fine price for hand tracking. I think there's enough hand tracking apps that run pretty well. I think that it would then be mostly a media consumption device, probably, which I think it'll probably be pretty good at. I mean, the Quest 3 is pretty good at it. And so I think if you have the intentions of using it that way, you could. And let's say you wanted it to be your Walkabout machine, just go buy an individual right controller. or left controller if you're a lefty, for the 10% of you out there.
Yeah, I think the Oculus Go was $199. It could be $149 or $199 when that was the thing, you know.
I'm not
So
sure.
that, I mean, when you said like media consumption, that kind of point out to me. I think that's a great idea. I can just picture their splash page of when you're buying the headset. It'd be like, do you want to add controllers for $100 more? And then you can get the controller pack, which is $100, and they'll ship the Quest 2 controllers, basically your standard Ring controllers and such, and you're good to go. At the same time, I don't know, you know, with hand tracking, does the depth sensor do anything to improve the hand tracking? Because the reason why we have these controllers that don't have rings on it is because the hand tracking is good enough to be able to track with the headset. So why, unless the depth sensor offers anything, which I don't know, like why would this Quest 3 Lite not have the same exact hand tracking capabilities as a Quest 3? And if it does, why not just ship the standard Quest 3 controllers with it? You know, like what's?
I mean, I like options. I like the no option and then with that option.
Yeah. Do you know how much the Quest 3? Yeah, the Quest 3 controller I think is $109. Yeah, $109 Canadian. So I think that would be like what, $85 US, roughly, maybe $90 US for just one controller. So it won't make sense.
I've never looked.
You know, for just one controller. So maybe having the Ring controllers, maybe they have a bunch of them, and maybe it's really cheap to make compared to the Touch Plus controllers, which is the Quest 3 ones. Maybe you can make a 2-pack for $100.
They are 75.
75, right? So it doesn't make sense to have 2 of those for, you know, for $100. Or maybe they can do a deal, like you can buy a 2-pack for $100, and then therefore you go from $199 to $299, and it's up to you.
I think, yeah, you offer a controller list at $199. You offer with controllers at $299, and then you sell them individually for $75.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I don't know. Maybe they're losing too much money on them then.
Maybe. I don't know, right? I don't know that. I wish I had Zuckerberg on this or someone at Meta so we could talk about them. I mean, it's not even announced yet, so I guess we'll just wait and see more than anything. But yeah, I don't see the reason why they would bother selling the Quest 2 controllers. I mean, obviously they should be able to have, like, you could just use your Quest 2 controllers. They'll work fine with it. But if you're buying the controller pack for $100, then you get the Quest 3 versions, or buy it for $299. The other thing I feel like this headset should have is a standard 128 gigabyte memory, and that's it. Like, I feel like it should just be flat 128.
Small.
I don't think they should do different SKUs, because I think people who are going to be casual like this are going to just need 128. It's going to be more than enough for them, you know, for just what they need. I don't think you're going to need.
Can't you buy
more.
You can buy the 128 right now.
You can still buy the 128 right now, yeah. And we're just wondering if the 128 is going to be obsolete. I don't know.
I feel like it'll be 256, and that's just how the 256 is just cheaper now.
If it's 256, that'll be a
then.
slap in the face for Quest 3 owners who had to fork out $499 for 128. Like that 128.
But there's a lot of other things that are way better.
The Quest 3 at $499 should have been 256. It should have been 256. It's silly that's 128, and I'll stand by that. Like, it's absolutely silly. I don't understand that whatsoever.
That's how they get you to buy the bigger one.
I know it does, and I know the business practice, but like, just as a on the consumer end, it's silly. It's silly, but yeah. Anyway, that will do for the Quest 3 Lite, and let us know in the comments in YouTube, Discord, or obviously in the Premiere. Let us know if you're on the Quest 2 and you're looking to buy this, or you have a Quest 3 already and you're looking to buy this like as a second headset, maybe for people coming over or for a spouse or anything like that. I'm curious because I can see if this comes in at $199 or $249 or even $299, to be honest, anywhere between that price range, I can see it selling really well, especially when you start having Quest 3 only titles.
You know, friend of the show just got a new Quest 3 recently.
Who?
Cobalt Dave.
Did Dave get a Quest 3 recently? Very nice. I did not know. That's very good. That's very good. So yeah, Questy for the all in all, the people who are going to be into VR a lot, Questy. But Questy, like, I think it's a great idea to have this to just update basically the Quest 2 SKU and keep it at that nice low price point. I think it's a great idea. All right, that will do for part one. In part two, we will cover the VR news, and my gosh, there's a lot of news to cover, a lot of exciting news too. So we will see you then.
Hey, we know public lobbies in VR games can be a bit toxic, feel a bit empty at times. That's why we created the Let's Talk Oculus Discord, a friendly community that you can join for multiplayer meetups, general VR chat, the game, and chat about VR, fitness motivation, and there's even a very impressive 3D printing channel. Join over 100 of our community members in the Let's Talk Oculus Discord for free. The link is right in the description.
All right, welcome back to part two, where we cover the VR news. Samson, first news. I'm actually really excited about this one. The MetaQuest Plus subscription adds games catalog to its service. So for those of you who already know what Quest Plus is, that is a monthly subscription service. I think it's $8 monthly US or $60 annual. And essentially you get 2 free games, kind of how like PlayStation Plus worked back in the day, and it still does, I guess. Xbox Live also works like that nowadays. And then this week, as we mentioned already, is this month rather, Contractors and Shadowpoint. Shadowpoint's a puzzle game. I've actually really wanted to get into this. I've done the tutorial, but I haven't gone past that yet, so I haven't got anything really to talk about. Have you tried this Shadowpoint before?
No, but I've heard good things, and I bought it for that reason, and just haven't gotten into it yet.
Nice.
But I have played the other one, Contractors.
Yes, you have. So what they also announced, and which I love, because at the moment Quest Plus, I don't think it's it's a decent aspect of it. Like it's a decent prospect, shall I say, with what it is, but this is going to be much better now. So basically what they've announced is that starting from March 1st, so as you're obviously listening to this, you now have access to a games catalog. So this is very similar to what, once again, PlayStation Plus does. They have their own games catalog for certain tiers and such, where they just have a bunch of games on there which you can just download for effectively free. I say free in air quotes because obviously you're paying monthly. Yeah. With the games catalog to start off, you have access to Onward, The Climb, Fruit Ninja, Sports Scramble, Hand Physics Lab, A Township Tale, Aspire 1, Walkabout Mini Golf. So you have no excuse not to participate in the tournament now because you'll all own Walkabout Mini Golf. Until You Fall, Jurassic World Aftermath, Demio, Red Matter, and 2MD VR Football Unleashed. And essentially, if anyone has a PlayStation, they probably know how this works already, where you'll have this games catalog. Most likely, as the months go by, Meta will add to this games catalog to have like a bigger and bigger library. At the same time, they could also remove from this library as well. PlayStation's done that a lot. It'd be like, okay, this month these are leaving, but these are being added and such, because these are all partnerships that they'll have with the developers to sign them on to offer their game for effectively free in said games catalog. Samson, as someone who's already owns probably every single one of these games and such, I guess that it's not really for you, but do you like what they're doing here?
Oh, definitely like what they're doing here. This makes it quite appealing to someone who's getting new into VR. And I really wish I could gift this to people.
Yeah, just like a gift.
Quite honestly,
gift for the subscription service.
It's a pretty solid mix. You get some goofy, fun Hand Physics Lab for hand tracking. You know, a great Walkabout Mini Golf game. Everybody knows we love it. Until You Fall's pretty solid workout roguelike game. Jurassic World, you got some IP in there. Red Matter, we all know, is one of the best looking games. Demio is very unique in its gameplay style. You got a shooter on there, Onward, even though it's not a shooter I play.
It's a shooter a lot of people like, though.
It's a meta shooter, right? They own it. So
that makes sense.
A lot of these make a lot of sense to me.
There's a lot of good games for like you said, as for first users, like the Climb. is a very common game that a lot of people will get, like Walkabout and such. Like these are all some of these are very common ones that people will pick up anyway. And if they can just, obviously if they buy a Quest 3, they'll get 6 months for free already. So they'll have access to these games already. Now, just in case you don't know, if you don't pay for the subscription, so your subscription runs out, then you don't lose access to the games. Obviously, you can still have them downloaded, but you have to then get your subscription again too.
You have to have,
yeah,
you have to have a current subscription to access your material.
Absolutely. So very similar to like if you've had a PlayStation and such, you know exactly what it's about. There's a promotion going on right now as well, which is running from March 1st to May 31st, and that is if you pay for an annual subscription of MetaQuest Plus, you also get $25 store credit that you can use to buy any of these games if you like them. Solid. To keep them permanently if you wanted.
Dan, that reminds me, I have not updated my referral spreadsheet in a while, so I'm going to get on that after this pod.
Yeah, see how many people get referred. But yeah, I think this is a great idea if you don't have Quest Plus already. Obviously, it's not going to be for everybody. For me personally, I was excited because then I could download contractors that I wanted for ages. But looking on this list, A Township Tale, I've heard great things from you before, Samson, so I wanted to download that, as well as Fruit Ninja, as basic as it sounds. For some reason that's quite popular in VR, and I'm like, why is it so popular? I had a great time when I played this on my iPad 2 back in the day. So I was like,
there's a second one now, Fruit Ninja 2.
Yeah, there's a second one out too. So I kind of want to download that and play it too. But most of those other games I do own already. But yeah, it's a great incentive for especially casual players who haven't really tried some of these games. So, at $8 a month, I think it's a fair price, to be fair.
For sure.
$60 annually and then $25 off technically with a store credit. Pretty solid. Just to kind of link to that, I just want to mention that Espire 1, which is one of the games that is on that games catalog, actually is getting a Quest 3 upgrade, which is kind of perfect for this. So Quest 1 support is dropped, as that's no surprise, but essentially adds a bunch of visual improvements for the Quest 3, like textures, high pixel resolution, etc., which is which is now much better for Quest 3 owners, but they've also updated it for Quest 2 and Pro, which is going to give improved texture RAM cache. Yeah, I was about to say cache. Was that right?
We have cache, they have cache.
Cache. And fixed dynamic foveated rendering for Quest 2 and 3 and Pro as well. So the texture improvements for Quest 3 and then RAM cache. I guess the RAM cache, that's what I was thinking about earlier. That's why you'd want more RAM. Would look better for Quest 3, or they'll be able to load more assets and such in the RAM. Okay, I answered my question. Although people probably commented already.
Hope so.
Yeah, going back into the other news here. Meta and LG have announced a XR strategic collaboration. So essentially, LG came out with a statement which says LG envisions that bringing together Meta's platform with its own content and service capabilities from its TV business, a distinctive ecosystem could be forged in the XR domain, which is one of the company's new business areas. Moreover, the fusion of Meta's diverse core technological elements with LG's cutting-edge product quality capabilities promises significant synergies in the next XR device development. There's all a lot of fun, busy words there, but essentially Meta and LG will be partnering to make the next Meta headset, is what we're hearing.
Some good jargon.
Yeah, some good jargon.
So we'll get a Quest Pro 2 in 2025.
Yes.
Cool beans.
You sound very excited.
Yeah, a lot can happen between now and then, so let's know.
Yeah.
I don't need to choo-choo the hype train, just yet.
Yeah, it's also not really our we're not the target market for this at all. And it looks like LG will be handling the hardware of the next headset, Meta the software. And there's a potential, we don't really know what else it's going to bring yet, but I read on Upload VR, they said it potentially could be bringing streaming platforms over through like a virtual LG TV. And you know how bad streaming is in on the Quest. Like if you have Netflix, you can stream it, but it's like 480p. It's not even like full HD or anything like that. We're still in the ice ages. when it comes to Netflix.
The partnership definitely makes sense, and it's less risk for both parties that way. So
Yeah.
I'm curious what they'll have. I'm sure it'll be at the very least pretty cool. So
Yeah.
we'll
It'd
see.
be interesting. It'd be, there'll be the competition for the Apple Vision Pro. Now they've got the price point of $3,500. There'll be a lot of expensive devices trying to compete for that market. Moving on, Walkabout Mini Golf Ice Lair is the next course, the 25th course.
It's cold in here.
The 25th course. I didn't realize it was 25 courses. It seems like a lot of courses, but then as you go through the list, you're like, okay, kind of makes sense. Samson, do you want to read out the blurb? That's
Oh, I would love to.
Go for it.
Are you prepared to slide into Ice Lair? Carved into an Arctic glacier lies a brutalist subterranean hideout, cloaking an ice-cold plot against humanity. In this next installment of the Evil Lair series, your mission is to putt through the icy headquarters of a former scientist mastermind as you attempt to stop her colony of puffin henchmen intent on perfecting their freeze ray technology. Get ready for a heated challenge in this sinister Arctic base. Dan, this has a really, really fun new mechanic. There's a lot of cool new, I don't know what to call them, but they effects, I guess. And this course, one of these courses, the easy or the hard, will 100% be in week 3 of our Walkabout tournament, because this is a fun one and I can't wait for everybody to get in there.
Nice. Yeah, we'll get into our proper thoughts. I haven't played it yet, but we'll get into our proper thoughts next week on this. I know obviously you've played both courses so far, Samson, and for everyone listening to this on the day of release, I guess not for Patreons who get it early, but obviously on Thursday this will be out. But yeah, I'm excited to jump into this. And for those people who are worried that, we're going to have more DLC ones, remember, if you buddy up with someone in our Discord, there is guest passes, so they can obviously, if they own Ice Lair, you can still jump into the course with them and play them. And also, I think if you get all the balls and such like that, that's fine, because once you buy it, then
if you don't own it, you can't get the balls. But yeah.
I thought you could find the balls, but you won't get them until you bought it. I don't know if it kept it. Maybe that's completely wrong. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it'll just say you can't get this. You need to buy the course.
Okay.
Or you're only on.
So you can find them, but you can't really claim them. Okay, got it.
You can see them again.
Right.
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly. I swear I'm not doing this to try to get more people to buy the DLC for Walkabout. We're not quite sponsored by them yet.
Moving forward, Contractors Showdowns open beta is now live on Quest and Steam. We spoke about this briefly already. The open beta is available from March 1st to 3rd, so that was last weekend, 8th, 10th, 15th, 17th. So the next couple weekends they will be available. Basically, it's an up to 45 players battle royale, which seems massive for VR, to be honest.
Huge.
It's a game that I'm actually kind of excited to jump in. To get the open beta, by the way, you have to join their Contractors Showdowns Discord. If I remember, I'll put a link in it in the show notes. If I forget, just Google Contractors Showdown open beta and you'll be able to see the Discord link on the first Google link. And in there, you can sign up to the beta and then you can download it. It's a 10 gigabyte download, just FYI. Contractors alone is 10 gigabytes. I mean, this is Call of Duty Warzone on PlayStation is almost 200 gigabytes. So these Battle Royale games are massive.
Contractors is even bigger if you start downloading mods.
Yeah, that's actually so true. Samson, have you tried the beta? Did you try it at all or not yet?
No, not yet. I did get into it. I have it downloaded. I'll honestly pretty busy the rest of March, so I might be just waiting
on the actual.
If I don't get in next weekend, I might just wait for the full release.
Fair. I'm gonna try and get into it. I just downloaded it today, so I'll try and get into it this Sunday as we're recording. For all of you to know, I'll try and get into it later today, if not next weekend as well. Okay, a couple more game updates before we wrap up here. We've got Beat Saber, which is getting a massive new music pack. They're getting Daft Punk, which will be out
Around the world, around the world, around the world, around the world. Don't worry, Dan. I think that's bad enough. We won't get.
I think you nailed it. Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think it'll be too good that it's going to be copyrighted now. On this will be out. Actually, the full track reveal will be on March 7th. I actually don't know when. Oh no, launch is March 7th as well. Okay, so they're not going to reveal the full track list until the day of launch on March 7th. But I think this is a massive win. A lot of people, even if they don't really not a massive fan of electronic music,
I'm buying it.
love Daft Punk. So this is going to be a massive one for Beat Saber. I think there's a huge win. A huge win. I'm not going to bother playing this just because I don't really play Beat Saber at all. But as you mentioned, Samson, you're going to be buying it.
I'll buy it. I'll play it all at least once.
There you go. Do it for the show. Do it for the show.
Yeah, for science.
Yeah, and then
you got any? You know anybody there? Do we get DLC packs?
Beat Saber? No, Beat Saber is owned by Meta, so that's some exclusive stuff. We need to be in the Meta program, the ambassador program first.
Yeah. Which whoa! It's creator program.
Creator program rather. We need to get in there first before we can get Beat Saber packs. But no. And then our final news stories for any of you Ghost of Tabor fans. Really quick here. Ghost of Tabor gets a big update which adds a underground map where you explore sewers and subways. There's a new boss called the Collector. Who has a habit of storing his victims' bodies. He likes to just store the bodies, not some trophies, but yeah. What did I say? I
love how you Britished Tabor. Like you just.
What did I say? Ghost of Tabor.
You took your. Yeah, well, and in the script you have it spelled Tabour. Like it just makes it feel so fancy.
I see. I guess okay. It's Tabor normally. We're very used to OU. Color is also different. And such. And as we learned earlier, as we were putting the script together, center, journey to the center of the earth, center is spelled different too. But Ghost of Tabor.
This is true. Anyway, sorry. Should I finish the rest of it? I think it was the last 2 points,
Go for it. Yeah. What else we got?
The 2 new weapons. 2 new weapons added. Some other improvements. A streamer camera for PC VR addicts. Add stabilized FOV various cameras such as a helmet cam, barrel cam. Pretty good for probably making trailers and whatnot.
Yeah.
But Dan, I tried this one that time and I haven't wanted to get back in. I love Breachers. I like Pop 1. I'm probably going to get into Contractor Showdown. I don't know where this one fits in for me. It's a lot. Yeah. Anyway, I love all the new stuff.
Yeah.
I love all the new
stuff. I haven't gotten into this just because I know it's not for me.
It's intimidating.
But yeah. I have it, but I just anyway. I'll maybe get into it, but maybe not. But anyway, that will do. That will round up for our news there. Quite some fun things. I actually, the biggest thing for the Quest Plus subscription, I think that's a great incentive going forward. But anyway, that will do for part 2. In part 3, we'll talk about games out this week, where we will have three games to talk about. So we will see you then.
3 licks.
Let's Talk Oculus is available on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to see the video version, it's available on YouTube and Spotify. And also, if you love us so much, then consider throwing us $1 at patreon.com/letstalkoculus. Back to the show.
All right, welcome back to part 3, games out this week and anything else we might want to rant and ramble about. Samson, kick us off. What do we have coming out on March 7th?
Bzz, bzz, bzz. Whoa, is that a swarm? No, that's Swarm 2. As Marv, the last surviving grappled commando, you'll use your trusty pistol and grappling hook to battle back the swarm and save Earth with style, while growing stronger and unraveling more of the story with each unique mission to the surface. With Augie's help, harmless revolutionary Shard Tech to permanently upgrade your skills. Choose among dozens of perks to find the perfect combination and turn the tide of war. Intense, demanding, exhilarating. This is Swarm 2.
Samson, did you ever play Swarm 1?
No, but it looks fun. It looks like a really fun game. I gotta get into it.
Yeah, I think this could be up your alley. It's a lot of like Spider-Man swinging, grappling
Flying,
hook, and flying around, and motion sickness galore potentially. But you know, just swinging around, shooting, and the art style is really nice as well. The like cartoony art style to it.
Yeah, cell shaded.
Yeah, it's around $25 as well. You can pre-order. I guess by the time this comes out, it's already out. But yeah. Swarm 2 out on March 7th. Moving on, we got The Pirate Queen, which is out on March 7th. Embark on an epic... I've spoiled that. Let me start again. Embark on an epic journey through the turbulent waters of history in Pirate Queen, a forgotten legend. This narrative-driven game lets you step inside the boots of the most feared and respected pirate of all time, Cheng Shi. I think I got that right. Experience a captivating performance from renowned actress Lucy Liu, who brings Cheng Shi, I'm sorry if this last name's wrong, by the way, character to life, and direction of critically acclaimed filmmaker and creative director Eloise Singer. I'm butchering these names. From humble beginnings to the helm of the infamous Red Flag Fleet, navigate through the trials and tribulations of the night Shang-Chi came to power. Explore moonlit cabins, climb rigging? Sure, okay. Solve puzzles to outsmart adversaries and exercise your wit to seize control with your fleet. Climb aboard as you prepare to set sail on a journey of discovery, resilience, and power. Do you have what it takes to be the Pirate Queen? Samson, do you have what it takes?
Oh, we'll see. Or will we? Because I don't think I'm going to be playing. I'll watch some videos. A narrative-driven game, though. I bet Live Open Mike plays this, so maybe I'll watch him play.
I thought this would be...
No, I went to high school with somebody whose last name was Shi. So
okay, so that's what you confirmed.
It's pronounced, I assume, it's the same.
I'm not going to lie, it's actually, judging on the trailer per se, it looks pretty solid. It looks like a good game. I'm curious to see what Live Open Mike says. I'm sure he'll play it. But yeah, I don't know if this was ever on my docket at all until watching this trailer and seeing this out. So it looks very interesting. It kind of gives me some sort of Assassin's Creed story kind of vibes more than anything. You know, a big set pieces and set in. I guess the Asian law that we have here. I'm assuming it's in China, but I mean it's on a boat.
That's what I assumed with the name.
It's on a boat, yes, and such. So yeah, that's the Pirate Queen out March 7th. And Samson, what else? What is our last game that's out this week?
Dan, we have Stilt, which according to my notes is out March 8th. In the world of Stilt, you are a furball with 2 arms. You are routinely flying your spaceship delivering gift packages until a giant octopus living atop a volcano decided to steal your spaceship, obviously, dispersing the precious cargo all over the hills. You equip yourself with a springy stilt in each hand to bounce through the challenging landscape to retrieve the lost gifts and eventually get back your stolen spaceship. Stilt is a colorful, stunning VR platformer that takes inspiration from classic platformers. Use your quick reflexes and problem-solving skills to progress through the levels, collecting lost gift packages and stamps along the way. With your wits and stilts, you can handle any challenge, pass chasms, avoid traps, break things, and smack creatures. Find power-ups to upgrade your stilts and become the ultimate stilt master.
This game kind of reminds me a bit like Swarm 2, where you're just jumping around everywhere.
You're on the ground.
Yeah, you are more on the ground, but you're with the stilts. Both your arms are these springy stilts and you're just jumping up and down everywhere across. I can see this getting a little bit frustrating during puzzles, but at the start when you get used to the mechanic, but then once you get used to it, it'll be totally fine. This looks kind of fun, and if you're interested in this, the demo is available on App Lab right now as well. I guess right now the game will be out, but if you just want to try the demo and play around with it first, it's out on App Lab. So definitely check out the demo at the very least before you buy this title. Samson, you gonna get stilt?
Very nice. No,
just a hard no.
I mean, it does look cool. I like platformers, but Dan,
You got too much to play,
bro. Grid Legends. I got I've spent like 20 to 30 hours, I think, at Grid Legends, and I feel like I've got at least 20 hours left.
That's fair enough. I'm so impressed that you are getting.
It's slow and steady.
It's slow and steady, but it's like you went from Golf Plus addict to now you found a new drug, which is Grid Legends.
Oh, I still get in my Golf Plus, but I'm not daily. Definitely not into the dailies. I just play when my pilot buddy's around.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. That's very good. Perfect. Anything else, Samson? You got anything else to share?
No flat screens, but I got my note. Are we ready to? Do you got any flat screens or anything else you'd like to talk about?
Not really. My flat screens have just been obviously on the PlayStation Portal, which has been working great. Oh, Samson has something else to say.
I do have flat screen, yeah. So I had some friends visit, and these friends are friends I've played a lot of couch co-op games together, and we got into Towerfall Ascension.
Oh, nice.
And it was 4 of us, and we were playing to first to 20. And we played probably 5 or 6 games to 20, and just so much fun, so much goddamn fun. I need to I have it on the Switch as well, where you can play 6 player.
Nice.
I've only done it once or twice, but Towerfall Ascension, so much fun when you're just sitting there, just talking smack to them. And that's a good time. Anyway, that's about that.
Towerfall's a very fun game. I remember playing that on early PS4 days. I think when it came out and such. And it's okay playing on your own, but you really want to play it with somebody in couch co-op because it's so much more fun.
You don't want.
No, it's
you don't want to play
that game is made for couch co-op.
Losers.
Yeah, I mean the only other thing flat screen that I've been dabbling in a lot of different random games on PlayStation with the Portal, but Cocoon is the one that I'm playing a lot. Have you played Cocoon? It's really good.
Yeah, but I've heard pretty good things.
Cocoon's it doesn't cost that much. It's a puzzle game, and it's a very charming puzzle game. But you're essentially this little, I guess you're a little moth or fly or whatever.
Like a metapod.
Yeah, like a metapod kind of thing. And it's just a beautiful looking puzzle game. It's not difficult. There's no speaking involved or anything like that. You portal into different worlds very seamlessly and quick, and it's a classic of you do a bunch of puzzles, you get to the end of the stage, you have this boss battle, and then you move on to the next one and such. I would say it's an easy 9 out of 10 game. It's really good, and it's actually perfect to play on the PlayStation Portal because even though you can get this on PlayStation and such and play it on the big screen, it feels like it's so suited for a beautiful screen on handheld. So, playing on the Steam Deck. I'm not sure if Cocoon, you can buy it for Switch. You might have to look for that. But you can definitely get it on Steam and get it on Steam Deck. And I think it will be perfect on that. And I think it's a game that takes 4 or 5 hours to complete. But I've just been doing 20 minutes, 30 minutes now and again. Maybe in the morning I wake up and I'm like, you know what, before I get out of bed, let me just rock some Cocoon and such like that and such. So, I've been doing that quite a lot. So yeah, if you've not seen or not played Cocoon before, definitely go check it out. It's a really great game. And I believe it's made by some of the folks who made Inside and Limbo. I played Dead Games, so it's
that's why I've heard of it.
It's not the same developer, but it's some of the people who left that and they formed another studio, and the Cocoon's their game. And it's really, really good. It's not as good as Inside or Limbo, but it's right up there. And I've not finished it yet, but I'm 52% of the way through with it. It has a cool thing where if you wanted to load into the game, you can load into any percentage of what you've been playing. So like each percentage is an auto save that you could always load
That's cool,
back
yeah.
and such. So, but I'm on 51%, so I'm halfway there. But yeah, that's everything. Samson, round us off. What is this little note that you have here?
Well, did you know, Dan, the days that make us happy make us wise.
The days that make us happy make us wise. Very good, very good. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. Join us on the Discord. Send us $1 at Patreon if you want to support the show. And we will see you next week, where we should have a very fun guest on the show, I would say. A very fun.
Oh boy.
Things pan out. So we'll see you then.